Welcome to Let's Play Battletech, the campaign. I'm your host, Colors Fade. Hello everyone and welcome to Let's Play Battletech. I'm your host, Colors Fade, and this is episode 1. We're going to play the campaign. I debated whether to play the career mode or not. Career mode ends after 1200 days and it's just missions. Campaign has a story tied into it and it has some unique mission scenarios that I feel are worthwhile to show. So we're just going to do that. We're going to do a new campaign. We're going to customize the campaign in one particular way, and that is we're going to skip the prologue. Everything else about it, we're going to leave it default. This skips the very intro missions where you kind of learn how to manipulate your mech. We don't need to do that. We're going to do everything else the same, except for Iron Mode. We're going to use one save. And see what it says here. Running out of funds or failing any priority missions will result in a campaign loss. This setting is intended for veterans and those seeking a significant challenge. The first time through the game, I never failed any of the campaign priority missions. Some were nail biters, but I didn't fail any of them. And I think the safe thing to do is just make sure you're a little over geared for them, and then you'll be okay. So we're going to start the game. I've never done it cutting off the prologue before. We'll see how that works. But this has been a really fun game. I've been spending a lot of hours on this. This is just a really neat game.
I am Kamea of House Arano, High Lady of the Aragon Reach, Protector of Coromadir, and the Sword of Restoration. But I am not a hero, no matter what the stories say. A hero would have sacrificed more, compromised less. A hero would have done better. You know this, of course. You were there. My father used to tell me stories about the ancient times, about the Star League, a golden age of prosperity, upheld by the great mech warriors of old, guardians of the innocent, protectors of the peace. I always dreamed of following in their footsteps. I was too young to see the truth of things. After all, it wasn't heroism or a noble cause that won me the throne. It was hiring a mercenary, skilled enough, perhaps ruthless enough, to carry the day. hiring you. I still don't know if you fought for honor or for the thrill of it, for belief in my cause, or just in my money. But whether it was your noble heart or mercenary mind, your actions gave us hope. That makes you a hero in the eyes of history. Whether you believe it, that's up to you.
Welcome to the Aragon Reach, a small kingdom in the rimward periphery, a region of space that lies in the outskirts of the more densely colonized inner sphere, is home to the Aragon Coalition, a federation organized around a parliamentary monarchy and ruled by the Arano family. For 3 generations under the rule of House Arano, the Aragon Coalition has remained a relatively peaceful corner of the periphery. Is here our story begins. So now we get to decide how to create our character. You get to choose where your family came from. There's a bunch of different factions. The Federated Sun, Davion. I think this is where I actually created my first character. They all have various backgrounds. The Lyrian Commonwealth, House Steiner, the Capellan Confederation, the Magistry of Canopus. I'm just going to go with the same ones I created before. I like this. The mech warriors who hail from the Free Worlds League tend to be passionate, enduring fighters who value justice and equality above all else. The oldest and theoretically most democratic of the great successor states of the inner sphere, the Free Worlds League, is actually a broad coalition of many minor noble houses. Most of the League's history has been ruled under martial law by Captain General, by tradition is from House Merrick. Cultural diversity and relative independence of its component regions are at once the greatest strength of the Free Worlds League and its greatest weakness. I'm going to choose that. I didn't choose that before. You are of noble birth. Although immigrants to the Aragon Reach, your family soon established a comfortable presence in the small backwater system of the edge of Aragon space. By the time you were born, your family had become the de facto ruling nobility of the system's only inhabited planet. You were the oldest child, heir to the family's titles and ancestral battlemech, an old blackjack BJ1. This is where you met Raju Mastiff Montgomery, a veteran of the Succession Wars, whom your parents hired on for a season to train you as a mech warrior. Raju was a strict but capable teacher, and you quickly became a skilled pilot under his tutelage. It was an uneventful life. Until the day after your 16th birthday, when you get to choose one of these things, and it chooses 2 of your abilities. Now, you can only have 3 total abilities. You can have 2 in one tree and 1 in another. And when you first start the game, you may just choose willy-nilly. These actually matter. So what I'm going to do is look for the one that gives me what I want. I don't want tactics. I want guts, and I want not piloting. Gunnery and guts. This is the best. And here's the thing. Different abilities matter at different points in the game. Early in the game, having things like ace pilot and tactics can matter a lot. Later in the game, when you're using assault mechs, gunnery and guts matter more. So this is what I didn't know when I started the game, so I'm choosing this. Your family was betrayed and its seat of power destroyed. You defeated the betrayers, but you were sole surviving member of your house. With nothing but your family's ancestral blackjack left to call your own, you set off to make a new life for yourself. Gunnery and guts +1. Out on your own, you fell into the life of various choices. Again, they add to these skills. Gunnery is definitely what I want. Aragon Coalition soldier, that would work. Or guts as a frontier pirate. That would be kind of nice. Oh, that would be different. I took the Aragon Coalition soldier before. Unsure of your prospects, you traveled to Coromadir, the capital of the Aragon Coalition, and enlisted in the Coalition military. You quickly rose through the ranks, distinguishing yourself as a reliable mech warrior. Life as a soldier wasn't glamorous, but it suited you just fine. We're going to choose that. We're going to take the gunnery. Some of the other choices, you can get gunnery from a Solaris Gladiator. Oh, that's nice as well. Inner Sphere Mercenary will give you tactics. Frontier Freelancer will give you tactics. And Merchant Guard will give you piloting skill. So I'm going to take the... I'm still going to take the Aragon Coalition Soldier and get the +1 gunnery. So let's do that. Until years later, you cross paths with Raju Mastiff Montgomery once again. On an ill-fated mission, you were caught behind enemy lines and separated from your lance. Raju happened to be on patrol nearby, and he launched a daring rescue. Upon finding out it was you he had rescued, he brought you into the House Arano Royal Guard. So it is that you find yourself reunited with your old mentor, preparing your ancestral blackjack for guard duty on the coronation day of Lady Kamea Arano. And then we get to do a little character creation. So we're going to choose he, and we're going to just choose somebody even remotely. I like this guy's beard. He's just got the wrong skin complexion for me, so I will pick a little customization there. Scar, complexion, no. Let's see, skin. Yeah, let's make me a white boy because I am not quite that white. There we go. I like this. That works. Okay. Save. And then enter a call sign. So, because I'm a huge fan of so we'll just do that. Rick Deckard, call sign Blade Runner. Because, come on, why not? Alright. Your character background. And there's all your stuff. So then you can see you have gunnery 4. You're ready to grab on your next level up. If you want to put some points into it, you can grab the first gunnery skill. And your guts are 2 behind grabbing the first guts skill. So there we go. The story so far. On the day of Lady Kamea Arano's ascension to the throne, her uncle, Lord Espinosa, and his daughter, Victoria, launch a desperate coup. Through surprise, sabotage, and strengthened numbers, their forces quickly secure the capital and solidify control over the Aragon government. With help from you and your old mentor, Mastiff Montgomery, Lady Kamea, along with her close friend and advisor, Alexander Madera, attempt to escape. Mastiff sacrifices himself to cover their exit, but their dropship is destroyed during the attempt. In the aftermath of the battle, you and your mech were recovered by Darius Oliveira, the executive officer of a small mercenary company in need of a new commander. 3 years later. So those first few missions in the game, there are really 2 missions. There's a mission where you learn to control your blackjack, basically, and shoot at a couple of empty cars. And then there's the mission where you actually help Lady Kamea, and you see her escape and get on the dropship, and it leaves up in space and it gets blown up. So that's the shock and horror for you. IPL representative. The Independent Prospectors League thanks you for your assistance, Commander. We're miners, not soldiers. We can't fight these bastards off on our own. That's what you're paying us for. Don't worry. Get your platforms back. This isn't just about reclaiming what's ours. Majesty Metals killed hundreds of us when they tried to jump our claim. We want you to make them bleed for what they've done here. Commander, the OPFOR is holding 2 of the IPL's mining platforms. The first, designated Alpha, is where they're keeping their turret generator. Move in fast and take it out. Those turrets hit hard, so you want to neutralize them ASAP. Platform Bravo is the site of OPFOR's corporate security tower. Engage and destroy it. If they bring in a mech to protect it, take that out too. And circle on back and we'll collect our pay. That's right. I'm ready and waiting to authorize a transfer. Now go on, Commander. Hit those corporate pigs where it hurts. We'll be watching the action from here. So you get to start with your mechs. Now when you start with When you start in just career mode, you get a random assortment of mechs. But fortunately, when you start the campaign, you get a blackjack to start out with. So you get a nice little medium mech that actually has some firepower.
What can I do for you?
Glitch also starts in a very nice little medium Vindicator.
Standing by.
Behemoth has a medium Shadowhawk, and Deckard starts in a Spider. He's got a light mech. When you start in career mode, you basically get 4 light mechs to start with. So the first 3 or 4 game months of play are very hard as you're trying to even just get to your first medium mech. But in story mode, you start off with 3 medium mechs. So it's very nice. So we need to go up here and blow this up. We can see that these little things right here, these little pillars, are going to be for turrets. You can't see the turrets on top of them yet, but they're going to be turrets to shoot at us. There's the turret generator. So we have a couple different ways we can go about this. The turret generator is over here on this side, and there's a way around if we wanted to go down through here and not take them head on and basically walk right into this kill box. So from a strategic and tactical standpoint, I think it's better to go around. This is what you want to do sometimes, is look on this map. I'm going to explain a few things. Even though this isn't any kind of a tutorial, I am going to do some explaining as I go along, especially on this first episode. Use some graphics and show you guys some things, so you can kind of get a feel for what the game is before we roll into the Let's Play series, and you're just watching to hear my voice and watch me play.
Copy that.
We're going to sprint everybody over here. Our little light mech can sprint quite a bit further.
Got it.
And you can press your spacebar to speed up their movements, otherwise it can take a very long time for all the various mechs and cars to walk around all over the place. So that's what we'll do. The little sideways chevrons here, the greater than signs, that's your evasion. For each one of those that you collect, that makes you harder to hit. And every time somebody shoots at you, whether they hit you or not, in one round, each opponent, if they shoot at you, it doesn't matter if they shoot 10 weapons at you, whether they hit you or not, it takes off 1 chevron, which then makes you a little bit easier for their buddies to hit you, and vice versa.
Got it.
So the further you run, the more chevrons you pick up, the more pips, I like to call them. And that makes you a little harder to hit. So in the beginning, when we don't have enemy contact yet, we're just
trespassing on Majesty metals and manufacturing property and acting in collusion with a domestic terrorist organization. Cease your advance immediately, or you will be fired upon.
so every turn you can sprint or you can move and shoot. And here they're gonna give you a little bit of tutorial stuff. Armor and internal structure. You can see the orange is your internal structure. And you can see the ratings there on that mech. It says 148 out of 166, and the armor is 244 out of 320. So once you start to lose armor on a body part, then the internal structure is exposed. Once they chew through the internal structure, that part's going to get blown off. So a leg or an arm will get destroyed. And once they get to your central core and destroy that, then you're out. You're going to die. And your pilot very may will die. Facing matters. Back shots, most mechs have much less armor on their back, so anytime you can get around and shoot from behind, it's much better. And there's a little target indicator on the bottom to show what direction you're facing and where shots are coming from. So yeah, this first mission is the one where you actually get some tutorial dialogues popping up. You don't get that in the prologue of the game, which is really confusing because it's kind of like the ideal time to do it. So the prologue is really weird in the game. You're stumbling around going, what do I do? I don't understand what to do. And it isn't until you get to this first mission 3 years after the story starts that the game starts to pop up some useful tool tips for you. And you're like, oh, that would have been nice to know. So our mechs here, you can see the numbers above them, 3, 3, 3, 3, and 4. This tells you at what stage during initiative that they get to move. Initiative is broke up into 5 phases. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So these guys down here with the 3s, you can see their pips here. They're going to get a move in the 3rd phase. Lighter mechs move earlier. So he gets to move in 4 phase. It doesn't mean he has to move in this phase. And it also doesn't mean these guys have to move in phase 3. You can reserve him to allow him to move later. Sometimes that's a real benefit, allowing your enemies to move first and take shots at you when you have a whole lot of evasion they're going to miss, and then you use all your guys in concert to take out one particular mech or deal damage in a way that's more efficient. So in this case, I'm just going to reserve him, and I'm going to see what else moves. We know we have a second mech coming up here. And he just ran over something, that's why that's noise. So his pip shows up in 4, which means he's a light mech. And then there's a pip up here in the 1 slot. And what that is going to be is this unknown turret. So we're going to take a look at some things here. My guys are still, and some of them have jump jets, so you can jump around, changing elevation and things like that. That's actually really useful. We're going to continue to sprint because we're still too far away from really being able to see and shoot these guys. So I'd like to just sprint and get evasion.
I hear ya.
And get closer so we can actually get some good shots.
Good to go.
Behemoth is going to come up here, and if she sprints up here, she could see the turret, and then she can see these 2 mechs. We don't want to expose ourselves. We don't want to move that far up. So we're going to move to there.
Good. Moving fast.
The turret, if it shoots long-range missiles, will be able to shoot over the top of any defense, anything that we're shielded behind, and hit us, as long as a mech can see us. Right now, neither one of these 2 mechs can see us, but so it's going to move last. So we don't. What I'm trying to do here is make sure that none of my guys expose ourselves to these 2 mechs, so that this turret, which still has left to shoot in initiative phase number 1 here, when it acts, I don't want it to be able to shoot at us. So we don't want to pop these guys yet. We want to wait. And if we did that, it would pop him. And so, since he's the little spider, what I'm going to do is I can jump him up. And this might be a really good thing to do, because next turn he's going to get a pretty good shot on these guys. He doesn't have much. He's got 2 tiny little lasers, and the problem is you really need the person, if you're going to use a light mech like this, a little tiny spider, you really need this person to have tactics, because they have a skill called sensor lock that'll knock 2 evasion pips off of whoever you're sensor locking for. For right now, I'm just going to move this guy up here, and hopefully he can get like a side shot or a back shot at somebody. So he's just going to brace. So the enemy turn happens. They've got 2 turrets. Neither one of them can shoot at us because none of their guys could see us. And now, since he's a light mech, he gets to move first again. I don't necessarily want him to, so I'm going to reserve him, and we're going to see what happens when their 2 light mechs move. They're going to finally come into view. We're going to have a lot of good evasion. Okay, so they didn't move that far.
What's up, boss?
So if I move to here, I don't get any evasion out of that, unfortunately. And if I move too far, well, I can see this then. This is an interesting conundrum. Because I would like to be able to move far enough to get some evasion. If I move up there, I can get 3 evasion, but all 2 of those turrets can see us. And while we can hit this turret generator, I don't think my 4 mechs can do enough damage to that. I don't think they can get in position to do enough damage to that. So what I'm going to do is rotate through my others because it's their turn.
Good to go.
If I move this person up, can they see? This person, if I move him to right there, gets 2 evasion, has an SRM and an LRM, so short range missiles and long range missiles. And they can see this turret generator. Who else can move up? If she moves up, she can't see it. And if this one moves up, she still can't see it either. She might be able to see these guys and shoot them. So, I need these bozos to come closer. Or, yeah, I need to get... I don't think he can do enough damage to kill this turret generator. It's hard to tell exactly what it's going to take to kill it. I think it might be worth trying. So let's try it. If we bring him up here.
On my way.
So now he can see this guy, which is a little commando, which are kind of annoying, and he can see this. So we got an AC5 and an LRM5, which can hit that. And unfortunately, we can't split our weapons and also shoot at him because we lack the skill to do so just yet. So what I'm going to do is Vigilance is going to give him... He has 2 pips of evasion, but he doesn't have any other defense. I'm going to give him guarded and entrenched. Entrenched isn't that big of a deal. It helps prevent you from getting knocked over. So the yellow bar down here that's currently empty, as it builds and you build instability, the yellow bars tick on, and when you get to full instability, you get knocked over and fall down. Usually that's when like a leg gets blown off or something. I'm not as worried about as entrenched as I am guarded, which provides damage reduction. So he's going to do that, and then he's going to attack this thing. And we're going to see if his AC-5 and his LRM can do enough damage. The AC-5 is a ballistic weapon. It shoots basically a bullet, and the LRM shoots missiles.
Target confirmed.
So it did some damage to it, but not enough. Now this person, if she moves to there, that's me in the blackjack, I have an AC-2 and an AC-2 that can hit it.
Engaging target.
And I hit it a little bit, but not enough.
Waiting on you, Commander.
And Glitch, if she comes around the corner,
Don't need to tell me twice.
now that we can see it, we can see that she can actually hit it with an LRM-5 and her PPC. So she should, as long as she doesn't miss.
Firing on target.
There we go. And so both of the tower turrets got destroyed because we blew up that building, which is great.
Standing by.
So this guy, now what I can do is I can do a bunch of different things here. I can jump. If I jump here, I can get a couple of backwards shots, and I can get a lot of evasion. I can jump a long way. If I jump here, what am I? I'm 70% to hit him. Yeah, I'm 70% from pretty much everywhere except for there, so then my numbers go down. So I'm going to do this. And I'm just going to try to get a back shot on this guy.
Confirmed.
So there we go. That helped. And we destroyed his right arm. That's nice.
Solid connection on that one.
But at least we took the turrets out. That was the most important thing. He's got short-range missiles, which is always makes him a little bit of a pain in the butt for a light mech. And now I have two people that can move. So here's an important thing. We established before that these three medium mechs move in stage 3. But because I used evasion on this guy, he gets to move a turn earlier in the Shadowhawk. So I can do a couple things here. She's got jump jets, and if I move her, get some elevation there. See, the difference between here and here is 2 pips to 3 pips of evasion. The difference for hitting this guy is 30% with an LRM-5 versus 30% with an LRM. So it's not greatness either way. I don't really have a good shot at him anywhere else. All I have is the LRM because of the distance. I could move up and try to shoot this little spider. She gets 3 evasion that way. And this person gets hit pretty good. Excuse me. I like this. So I'm going to move there. Because he's already moved. He's already acted. So now all we can really do is try to hammer away at this person.
Firing a full salvo.
She misses with her big gun. But destroys a jump jet at least.
Inflicted some heavy damage.
And he's going to move. So everybody that gets to move in the same initiative phase takes turns.
I'm wounded.
And she took a head wound, which kind of stinks. So now he's going to get a move. And I can do all kinds of different things here. You can see these little yellow dots here. That means there's cover. That means if you move there into this cover, it says, you can see on the left there, it says forest, reduce movement and spotting distance and provides cover, 20% damage reduction against range attacks to the front and side. And it stacks with guarded, which is why you want guts. Because later on, when you have assault mechs, they can't move far enough in a single turn to acquire any more than 2 pips of evasion. They can't acquire 5, 6, 7 pips of evasion. They're going to get hit. So damage reduction is what happens. So that's kind of the problem with the beginning of the game. You don't know that and you're thinking, oh, evasion is a really cool skill and piloting is awesome. And then you get to toward the end of the game and you're running around in assault mechs and you're saying, I really wish all my pilots had guts. In this case, if I move to here, I don't get any evasion. If I move to here, I get 3 evasion. I can hit him for 30, or I can't hit that person at all. I can hit them with 2 pips of evasion, and I can take a shot at that guy there. But look, he's also he used 2 medium weapons, and already he's basically overheated. And if he takes one more shot, he's going to overheat. So even taking a second shot for him isn't a good idea. So the best thing to do with him, probably at this point, is to sprint it out.
No shooting, just running.
And watch his heat bar here, the red bar, go down so that he can take a shot next time. So since these 2 guys have already acted, now it's our turn here, and we just need, what you want to do in this situation is just pick one. And you can look on your enemies and see he has 118 out of 280 total armor, and she has 112. And he also has the short range missiles, which are a little more damaging. So we'd kind of like to kill that guy first. He can't really jump anywhere that's going to give him an awesome advantage, and jump generates heat, by the way. So 2 pips of evasion here, and he can hit for really low numbers. Or 1 pip of evasion here, and his 2 hit numbers are way better. He can't hit from there. He can get 2 pips of evasion there, and he can hit for pretty decent numbers right there. The autocannon is never going to get good, is it? No, it's never going to be any better than 50. So we're going to move right here, get the 2 pips of evasion, and try to shoot as many of our weapons as possible. And we can shoot everything and still have pretty good heat dispersal. So we might be able to kill him if our numbers can get a little better here.
All weapons committed.
And he misses with both of his AC2s, which is a shame because they would have killed him. But they were 50% to hit, so. This person has 65 to hit with the PPC. It's a long-range weapon. So if I move a little further back, it's still 65%, and I can't really get a better shot. In the beginning of the game here, this is what I like to do, is move around and try to find the best possible spot to shoot, but you're not going to get better than 60% right now. So you might as well just move to right here. It's 1 pip of evasion, but you get both the PPC and the medium laser have really good to hit numbers.
I read you, Commander. Moving out.
So, and I don't have a lot of LRMs, and it's only 30% to hit with them, so I'm just going to do this. I'm going to shoot these 2 weapons. This wouldn't generate that much more heat, but at 30% to hit out of 5 missiles, that means probably 1 or 2 missiles might hit him. I'd rather just hope this will do the job. See, and the PPC is huge. Does a really nice job hitting these right leg and knocking him down. So he's going to move 1 initiative spot later next time, which means we should be able to kill him before he can even stand up. And now, here comes their reinforcements. At Bravo site. You can melee attack. Melee attack knocks 1 of the pips off. It cuts right through evasion.
Good to go.
So Decker can move earlier. And what I'd like to do is make sure that this bozo over here, who fell down, doesn't get back up. And what am I to hit him? 50% with either laser at that spot. 50% there. Here's one of the things I like to do, though, is if I can get a better shot on someone else in a different spot, I can shoot at her back for 50%. Or I can shoot him. That's tough. Because neither one of those are great choices. I'm going to shoot. She came and already performed her move, so that she's already moved. So she's already done her damage for this turn. So maybe the best thing is to prevent this guy from doing any more damage at all. So we're going to shoot at him. We're just going to shoot at his core. It's 50% to hit. His central core is destroyed. His central torso, he's done. He's not going to get back up. So now that means all the rest of the people on my team can just focus on this spider that's already moved. And what's going on right now is the mech that was just dropped off over at the Bravo site is moving. So this guy can jump around and get a little better angle from like the side and pick up a whole bunch more evasion. So his numbers to hit are not good. You can see it's 50, 45. We have some amount of resolve. So we could use a precise strike right here to improve many of our numbers. Unfortunately, we're also going to get really, really hot. The ACs aren't going to hit, so we're going to turn them off. The medium lasers are the things that generate a lot of heat. So I'm going to shoot 2 medium lasers. Can I shoot? I can still shoot the ACs. They have a really low chance to hit him, and I have limited ammo, but I think we have more than enough ammo to finish out the rest of the mission. So we might as well take the shot, because if you do get lucky and hit him on one of these 30% chancers, it pretty much is going to put him away. So we're going to choose his leg. It's a 48% chance to hit. Watch him not hit the leg at all. So both of the ACs missed. The medium lasers didn't hit his leg. It hit hit that instead. More mechs are moving.
Waiting on you, Commander.
This person might be able to just melee it and finish it off. She's got a short laser, which is going to fire off as soon as she's done meleeing. Right leg is destroyed, so it's going to fall down. She hits it with her laser, knocks a little bit more armor off. There's also flamethrowers it can use, which are really nice for if you're going to melee big pilots. The flamethrowers do a nice job of turning their heat up so that they can't use their weapons on you. Behemoth has a chance now to do what kind of weapon? She's got 3 weapons at 80%. If I go to right there, I go to right there, they're at 80%.
Copy that.
So she's just going to do that. When they're laying on the ground like this, it's always a called shot, so I'm just going to shoot for the torso. I don't think the LRMs are going to be necessary, so let's save those. Their central torso's destroyed.
One less target.
Alright, now we have to go take care of the other mechs, and it's going to tell you about the heat here, the red bar, and as it gets hot, you're going to overheat. Excuse me, and if you overheat significantly, then you can't fire your weapons, and in fact, your mech will shut down for a turn, which is not good. So there are ways to manage your heat, and it tells you about the stability bar, which is also really important. So certain weapons, like LRMs, missiles do a lot of stability damage, which is why I love them, and so do ballistic weapons. So that's things like the AC2, AC5, and the railgun, when you finally get it. I think it's called a pulse cannon. So, and they can be knocked down. So what we have here now is a failure to communicate. What we have now is this thing. We want to go get it. So I think the thing to do is to gather up all of our ponies over here. Kind of together.
Got it.
And while we're sprinting, it's going to bring our heat back down. One of the things you can do for heat management that's really easy is just, and you've already seen me do it a little bit, it's just turn certain weapons off. Don't use them. It's nice later on when your pilots have really good gunnery skills. They have a skill that allows them to fire it up to 3 different targets. So you can take some weapons and point them at you can point them at one target. You can point other weapons at different targets. There's another thing on the gunnery skill. The second skill to it is called breaching shot, which means if you shoot only one weapon at an enemy, then what happens is it ignores cover and guarded, and it just does its full damage on them, which is really awesome. Yeah, you're not shooting 5 weapons at an enemy, but you're shooting one really effective one, and if you're shooting one really effective one and splitting it between 3 targets, if you're splitting multiple weapons between 3 targets and hitting them individually, then it can be a really effective way in a single round to knock down multiple mechs and sometimes even kill them. So I have a certain way I like to play the game. This guy here, he's kind of my scout, but he's a poor scout right now because he doesn't have the really good scout abilities. He doesn't have tactician. So, and they're moving something in. Sometimes you can hear you can hear cars rolling. There are automobiles in there. There are APCs and tanks and stuff like that. And those are some of those can be really deadly. But fortunately, if you have a mech, you can just step on them. But the problem is sometimes getting close. Sometimes they do so much damage that getting close enough to step on them is really difficult. Let's see. Yeah, me leaving Facebook up while I'm recording the video, not a good idea. So I'm trying to think of how I want to go down. Yeah, we got to go down here. There's multiple tracks. There's this straight track, there's this curvy track, and there's this thing over here. And I don't know where they're at yet, and I don't really want to use my scout to figure it out because I don't want them getting shot at. So what do we have? We have two things down here, like they were headed out, and then they saw, oh, where are these guys? So let's see. Behemoth, where am I going to put you? Right there. And you're my little scout. I'm going to put you there, and we're going to see what we have. We'll be able to tell to a degree what kind of mechs they are by where they move. So they're moving in the third slot. With us, that means that they are medium mechs.
Waiting for orders.
And so there's one vehicle. There's two vehicles and a medium mech. So we just kind of got to be careful.
Roger that.
The spider is pretty useless. It doesn't have any weaponry that can help us very much. And I'm not even sure that a light mech like a spider can step on a vehicle. Because I haven't done that much of it with light mechs. This is a sprinting situation because we're not anywhere where we can shoot anybody yet.
Full throttle.
So we're just going to move. And one thing you can do is if you want to wait until they move all three of theirs, you can just reserve your whole group. We could do this. We reserve our group to move in spot 2, and they're going to move all of theirs in spot 3. We're going to get to see what this vehicle is. The spider might be useful for stepping on that thing.
Going turbo.
Early in the game, these vehicles aren't that bad of a deal, but they can be a right pain in the butt later. She's going to be really close to being able to shoot that building. Can she shoot it now? Can she jump and shoot at it? Nope. She can sprint, she can move, but she can't jump and shoot it. We could sprint, and then on the next turn we could actually hit it. I think the thing to do is move here and grab some evasion, and then point her chest at where the enemies are going to be. So I'm going to reserve, maybe twice. I want to see what these guys do. And you can also press your spacebar to make the enemies move faster, so they'll get through their turns a little quicker. We're going to reserve all of our people because I want to see what they do. That one keeps going out. Okay, that's cool because the spider may be able to take care of it. And here comes a scorpion, which is not nice. Alright, let's see if we can shoot these guys. This person can move, but he's not going to get a lot of evasion for that move. He's going to get 1, and this thing's going to shoot back at him. So if we jump, we get 3 evasion. If we jump to here, we get 3 evasion, and he can see all this stuff. And what do we have? We have a Shadow Hawk like us, and we have this stupid scorpion thing. And then we have the Corpse Sector. In some missions, as long as you achieve the victory conditions, then the mission's over, even if you have mechs in the middle of battle. One of those missions is a base defense, basically. And you have like 10 turns that you have to not let the base get destroyed. And even if you're in the middle of fighting a really huge assault mech, as long as you make the 10 turns, you're fine. I don't think this mission is like that. I think even after we destroy this, we still have to go all the way back to the exit point. So that means that we can worry about killing this building after we've worried about killing these guys. I've got really good to hit on this bozo here, and I've got really good to hit on the scorpion here, and I know the scorpion can do some damage. Let's take a look at what we have. He's got an AC-5, which is the only thing he's going to do. He's going to shoot just the AC-5. His machine guns for up close. This guy has an SRM-2, short-range missiles, an AC-5, an LRM-5, and a medium launcher. The thing is, I think we can kill this guy in one shot with what we've got. We can't kill him. Oh man, this is when I wish I really could split my fire. But early in the beginning of the game, you just don't have characters with that. Okay. Taking down the Shadowhawk would be great, but where my mechs are positioned, I don't think we can get enough firepower into him to knock him down this turn. So he's gonna move and shoot at us next turn, which means I'm gonna take some of my resolve at 80%. I'm gonna put vigilance on this so that this guy has a little, he's guarded and entrenched, and then I'm gonna shoot at this thing. And I don't want my heat to go up more than 50%, so I'm only gonna shoot these things. All my high 85% stuff. This should be enough to kill this scorpion. Yep, there he goes.
Enemy unit destroyed.
So my other two mechs
I hear ya.
can come up here and try to kill this. Well, not kill, but if I want to jump, so I need evasion. If I jump up a little higher, it's going to generate heat that I don't really want to generate just yet. I'm going to jump her to here, give her 4 evasion. She can only shoot her LRM at him, because that's why the arced line. And she can't split her fire either, or I'd blow up this building right now. So she's only going to be able to shoot her LRM 5 at it, which isn't much. Fortunately, it's going to at least hit him.
Yes, Commander.
And this person basically has the same... Oh no, she can shoot him directly from there.
I copy.
And she's got an AC5. So I could use another evasion on her, but she already has 1 evasion entrenched, guarded, and she's behind cover. So I'm just going to have her shoot at this guy, and I'm going to have her drop her whole load into her, because she doesn't have heat problems with the Shadowhawk and this array of weaponry.
On it.
So we got some structure exposed somewhere. Now this guy's a little different situation. There's a vehicle down there, and I don't really want to get shot at. I don't want this mech to come over in this direction and go after my spider. So I think what I want to do is, and how far can it move? I'm going to make it come after me.
Heading out.
Hopefully it will. So I got 2 mechs who can move. I've got this guy again,
Standing by.
who can't quite get there to hit him. And I got this guy, which is the most important thing, because he can move a second time and shoot. So if he jumps where? Where do I want him to jump to? Where do I want him to jump to that he can actually shoot this guy? I need him to jump somewhere where he can get some evasion. Actually, you know what? Since he's got guarded and a bunch of evasion, I'm just going to reserve. I'm going to let these guys move first. See what he does. He's going to move back. He's going to take a shot at this guy who had some evasion and some damage
I'm showing minor damage.
reduction, so that's fine. I'm going to reserve to see where this vehicle is going to go. Is it going to go back? No, it isn't. Okay.
Yes, Commander.
I'm going to jump. I want to stay out of the way of that guy's sight. Oh, I can't see him from there? Really? Okay, we'll just brace then. Jeez. But I thought I could see him. That's what the lines are for, though, and I didn't see any lines.
What can I do for you?
Now I need to jump my people down here. At least somewhere close by. He'd have to only use 1 weapon there. Here is 1 weapon. There is 1 weapon. I don't have any convenient way to get all my weapons on this guy. There's nowhere to get to him and shoot him with the Vindicator. So we're going to put this person down here and let her shoot her LRMs at him again.
Here we go.
Everybody else is going to kind of do the same thing. She can't stay there. That's this person. She's not going to have any evasion or any way to not get destroyed by him. Here she gets 3 evasion there and there.
Firing jump jet.
So, and then she gets basically a full salvo right here, but not a lot of heat. She's also going to be the closest one, so we're going to use vigilance again. Because he's probably going to be the one she shoots at.
Firing full complement.
Alright, she hit that leg. This guy, he can move up here. Gives him 1 evasion. That's not much. If he jumps, he can get 3, 4 evasion down here, and he can get a better shot.
Engaging jump jets.
Yeah, and this is nice. This is gonna... I'm using a lot of heat, so even if I had 1 medium laser, we go over. So he's got a lot of heat, but hopefully this... We can also use some... we can use some more of this for the other ability you have, which is Precise Strike. What's his leg look like? 48%. How much? You can look up here and see it. He's got full complement of armor in front of it, 65. But if we could hit it with most of our stuff...
Engaging target.
Not enough. Alright. Behemoth.
Waiting for orders.
Can do the same thing. So I made her defensive because I thought he was going to shoot at him.
Good to go.
Decker. I'm going to wait. I'm going to reserve these 2 guys. I want to see what they do. Yeah, I wanted this thing to come closer to me. He's going to... Yep, he's going to shoot and he's going to miss, which is great. His little machine gun hits us. That's no big deal. I'm going to reserve one more time because all my people have defense. So I want him to go. I want him to shoot at my people while they have their best defensive numbers. 40% damage reduction and evasion. He's evasive, he's entrenched. It's just not going to hurt me that much. Okay, the first thing we're going to do is take Decker over here and try to stomp on this thing. Sometimes there will be multiple circles around a vehicle or other mech when you're going to do melee attack with them, so you can click on those circles. That way you can be facing a certain way when you're done. Here, because he's boxed in, we only got the 1 circle.
On my way.
And he stepped on it and he's dead. So even with a light mech, we can step on the lighter trucks. Lighter vehicles and kill them. Now there are some really heavy vehicles later in the game that I don't think a light mech can step on and kill because I think I've tried it and failed, if I remember correctly.
I hear ya.
Vindicator, you need to jump for my love, and we're gonna move her like this. We're just gonna try to take down this mech. She's got really poor numbers to shoot him. I would like to pump those numbers up. If I use Precise Strike, though, I'm going to do it just because she's got the PPC. It's a 65% chance if she hits him in the leg with it, he'll go down. She missed. PPCs miss a lot. Even when you got a PPC at 85%, it misses a lot. It's not like all turn-based games that use random number generation. Sometimes you just gotta wonder what the heck's going on because it often feels like they're just rigged. The PPC feels like the one weapon in the game that's rigged. It just doesn't hit when you think it should, and then it does when it doesn't, and you're like, what the hell is going on? This is poor numbers. This is the best we can do. We turn anything else on, we're gonna overheat. We might be able to melee this guy next turn. So there's the left leg, finally. See, if the PPC would have hit his left leg on the last person, he would have fallen over. But she missed with it. So his stability goes all the way up. He falls over. When he stands up, this will go down. He'll get a chance to stand up. In the meantime, since she's only going to get 1 pip here of evasion defense. So I'm just going to move her, and we're going to try to shoot his core out. We could try to shoot his leg out. This is 50%. This is 15% to hit this. I think what this basically means is you got a 15% of your weapons hitting this. And if it doesn't, if they're going to hit, they're going to hit somewhere else. So if you take both his legs out, though, you'll get a little bit better salvage. See them, the ones firing above and missing completely. Alright, so Decker, there's not much he can do. But if we can keep this thing from getting off the ground, that's always one of my goals, is once you get a mech down, try to keep it from actually getting off the ground.
Affirmative.
Because then if it can't get up, it can always still get back up and shoot its stuff, man. So it's better just to keep it on the ground. I'm going to try here again, take his legs out.
Giving him everything I've got.
Jumped it, destroyed.
Target's taken a critical hit.
I don't know how critical, but
Yes.
she's here. Let's see. She has the AC-5. If she hits him with it in the right spot.
Acknowledged.
There we go. Central torso died, so called shot right leg. Pilot incapacitated. We'll see how much salvage we get from the end of that.
Down.
Alright. That should be it, right? Called shots. Knocking down and shut down mechs are vulnerable to called shots. Effects targeting a knockdown or shut down mech brings up called shot interface, allowing the choice of specific location for range attack. Attacks missing the targeted location are more likely to hit adjacent areas. So that's how that works. Salvage. Destroying both legs or the head of a mech without destroying the center torso increases the number of salvageable mech parts. Alright, so if we reserve one more time, what happens? Done. Can we just march back then? Are we out of...
What's up, boss?
You, what are you doing? Where do we have to go here? Destroy the corpse sector. Oh, we still have to destroy the tower. Durr. Okay, hold on. You reserve. I forgot we had to destroy the tower. I'm so worried about taking out the mechs that... Yeah, fire on that tower, baby.
Engaging target.
Great job, Commander.
Alright.
Double back to our client's platform. The sooner we can collect our pay and break orbing.
Okay, let's take this cautiously if I remember something correctly about this.
Moving out.
Most missions, when you've achieved your objectives, as I was saying, they're more than happy to just end the mission there. This one was not, so you might want to think about why that was the case. Remember, there's 4 towers there. Okay.
Waiting for orders. You betcha. On my way.
Got it.
I sense a double cross coming. Don't you? I think so. So we're going to sprint our way out of here, which has the very nice benefit of
Aye, aye.
cooling us all down.
Confirmed.
Resolve, it tells you about the resolve meter. See, this is all stuff that should have happened during the very first tutorial mission in the game, but it doesn't. It waits till like the first real mission in the game before it happens. Anyway, your lance gains resolve basically to a large degree according to their morale. So the happier they are, the more resolve they'll gain each turn in the game. And then you can use it for these 2 special abilities. When your lance's reserve ball is half full, your mech warriors become inspired, gaining +1 accuracy to all attacks, which is very nice. And it also allows the use of precise strike and vigilance. Morale. Your company's shipboard morale directly impacts your lance starting resolve each mission, which is a very nice way to tie in the non-combat ship-based part of the game with this part of the game. So I just think that they've designed this game so well. It's kind of amazing. Okay, I'm gonna do this.
Moving out.
Okay, he's going to go in.
Affirmative.
And this guy's just going to... Where do I have to go? Return to... Do we all have to return? Man, do we really? Hold on.
Good to go.
What happens if I go here?
On my way.
Yeah, I think we all have to return. That stinks. I was trying to be smart this time. It's like, nope, nope, nope. Okay, here we go. Brilliant work, Commander. Should have no trouble mopping up the other platforms now that their defenses are down. We got the job done. Speaking of which, I wasn't finished. These platforms won't do us much good if we can't hold them. Majesty Metals taught us that. So we're going to need your battle mechs. You're gonna want to reconsider that. Why? Your lance has already been target locked by our turrets. Now, power down and surrender and we'll let you walk. Or try to fight and we'll tear you to shreds. Your call. Well, there goes our goddamn payday. Hold tight, Commander. We're on our way. Enemy contact. Oh, and there are unknown vehicles. So,
Good to go.
he can't get to him. Can he jump for his love? No. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to give him max evasion. Maybe the turrets will shoot at him. I could shoot at something. How many? These things are too... I'm only going to get one shot, and then I'm going to be overheated. So let's take a shot. He can't quite destroy that. Close. Close. No banana. Very close. Okay, we need to get rid of that turret. I always want to call them turrets with an N on the end, but that's not how you pronounce those things. This is one of those tough times when you really wish you could split. You could use this multi-target. She can multi-target? Glitch can? How did I not see that sooner? Oh my gosh. Like a complete moron now. Okay, Glitch. Baby. What can you do? You can get... Here we go. This is going to work good for her. She can actually do it. Multi-targeting. That's awesome. So, the PPC and the medium laser hit that for 75. And the LRM hits for 70. It hits for 85 over there. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to take out this turret. And this turret. We're going to aim this one at B. Over here. And we're going to aim this at A. So, she's going to shoot twice.
Got it.
She takes out one turret. And that one's almost destroyed, so we know her LRM will kill that one. Done.
Target destroyed.
Now we're going to get a galleon moving around. It's like, whoa. Okay, Blade Runner, you don't have it, and she has Bulwark. So she's the one who needs... Oh, wait a minute. It's a turret generator? Oh, jeez. Okay, well, that's what we should have been doing. Here I am, not paying attention.
Moving to position.
Alright, so take this down and we're going to take down all the turrets. So shoot that damn
Locking
thing.
on target.
Almost. You. Okay, we're going to set up for the rest of these guns on this town. So let that be a lesson to you kids. I'm not going to waste the ACs. Medium lasers should get this done. So we don't... There's no reason to shoot your wad and generate extra heat when you don't need to. And I'm really bad at that. I'm really bad at doing that. But now we got just the vehicles. So this should be not too bad. Hostile forces. I like this part about the UI. It'll let you know how many things you need to kill in a given mission. I really like that a lot. It's like you've destroyed 25% of the enemy reinforcements.
Moving out.
He's going to move, and the question is, can I even shoot this thing? If I... Oh, he's not going to generate extra heat. Great, do it. He's not going to destroy it, but he's at least going to make it think twice. A Scorpion. You can see he's got the AC5. So
That shot went internal.
yes, that's because that's what those do. That's why we like to destroy those things. Our family's Blackjack. We're going to come in here. We're going to destroy this because this is the thing that needs to be destroyed. He's right in the Blackjack, but he's the person who needs to have that targeting ability. At any rate. Generate a little bit of heat if we fire that many missiles. Weapons. There we go. Lasers work that way. Lasers work such that they hit the target and then it takes like a split second for them to blow up. Pretty much everything else in the game does damage the second it does it. Lasers, I figured there must be some kind of heat issue with them. There's always a delayed reaction with the lasers, which is kind of cool. Sometimes you're waiting, you're like, is it gonna go? Is it gonna blow it up? Is it gonna work? It adds a little bit of mystery to the game.
What can I do for you?
She's gonna crawl right up here. glitch in the Vindicator, and she can split targets again. So we're going to do that because look, her LRMs at close range, because long range missiles and things like that have a minimum range where they're no good at. So, but her long range missiles on this guy are 70%. So we're going to split her. Put your long range missiles on the long target, shoot the other ones at the close target where they're 85% to hit. And there, the PPC hit. That's why you like it, because it does a lot of damage. And there's that. So we destroy the hostile forces. Look, her split it. That's why I like splitting. It can work out really well. Alright. Mission successful. So now we get to the end of the first real mission in the game. Good golly, that took us almost an hour. Part of that is me just talking a lot and explaining it, but so then you get to see your breakdown of your mechs, who got hurt, how many wounds they took, how many wounds they can take before they die. Orange background, striped background against mechs that are going to need some work because he took a little bit too much in his arm. But otherwise, everybody came out pretty good out of that encounter. So rent to own in orbit over Aragon. Sumair Mayer says, you need to start finding us better clients, Darius. I mean it. Been slumming it on the ass end of the frontier for 3 years now, and we're drowning in debt. Darius Oliveira, I'm fully aware of our financial system, Meyer. Can't just conjure up new clients out of thin air. Rick, do me a solid and back me up on this. Alright, so I have dialogue choices here. If we're really that hard up for cash, we need to stop talking and start doing something about it. Hey, you'll hear new arguments from me, says Yang Vertanen. When we made you our commander, we all agreed to follow your lead. Darius, could you walk us through the details of this trouble we're in? Might help if you broke things down point by point. Sure thing, Yang. Point 1, Meyer's right, we're in debt. Every sea bill we make technically belongs to the banks. Point 2, this corner of the frontier is a dead zone for mercenary work. There are clients, but they're terrible. It's just a fact. And that's it. There are no other points. Okay, so we're in a bad spot. What are we going to do about it? I don't see what else we can do, Rick. Already serving up every legitimate contract I can find. If you want me to sidestep the mercenary review board entirely, we're basically out of options. Go around the MRB? No thanks. Taking an uncertified job is a great way to wind up with a knife in your back. Yeah. We just got betrayed on a board certified contract, Yang. How much worse can it get? Plenty. What happened down there was an exception, boss. With uncertified jobs, it's the rule. Remind me again that why we don't just skip town and head to a nicer corner of the periphery? Sumir Meyer says, because the banks and the jump ship crews have an arrangement. Until we pay up, they're going to keep us on a short leash. That's a good reason. Look, Darius, Meyer's right. We need to start earning some real money, and we need to do it soon. It's only a matter of time before something breaks down that I can't fix with duct tape and good intentions. So here's where your origin starts to come in your dialogue responses, which I kind of did. Origin, betrayed. I'm no stranger to betrayal, Yang. I lost my family to someone I thought of as a friend. It doesn't change the fact that we need money. Yeah, boss. Much as I hate to say it, I agree with you. You need to sidestep the MRB. Guess I better get mentally prepared for that knife in the back, huh? It's settled in. I'll start digging for contracts outside the MRB system. Who knows? Maybe it'll work out for the best. It's not like we've got all that much to lose. In the meantime, we need to find another paying job, and our prospects in this system have completely dried up. I'd recommend booking travel to a neighboring system and seeing what the review board has for us. With any luck, we'll find enough work to keep going until something better rolls in. The banks are holding our jump ship access hostage until we repay our debts. For now, we can only go between Aragon and the nearby systems of Alloway, Bellerophon, and Detroit. These are some crappy systems to be in, by the way. Our top priority right now needs to be finding work so we can raise cash. None of the contracts here are very good. I picked out the only viable one I could find, and it helpfully includes our travel fees as part of the deal. Come by the command center when you're ready to review it. So now you get your ship, the Leopard. This is the first ship in the game. There are two. The one you want is the Argo. It's the big one. When you start in career mode, you automatically start in the Argo, and it's a fully upgradable ship. This thing is tiny. We're going to go hit the mech bays. Alright folks, my apologies. As I started to talk about the mech bay, I saw the time and realized how long this video already was. We're going to cover the mech bay at the start of episode 2. In the meantime, if you have a question or comment, drop it down below. If you like the episode, give it a thumbs up. And if you dig the channel, maybe subscribe to it. And as always, if you want to be a supporter of my channel, you can see my Patreon link in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.